Hey guys, we're back with more of the Rusted Anchor run. We're going to make our way through the rest of Liurnia. We have about 8 bosses. We got 6 in the main part of Liurnia, and then we have the Moonlight Altar still to do. After that, we got Deeproot, and then Lane before we get to the Mountaintops. So we're approaching the end of this run. I'd say under 4 hours for sure. Maybe we can do it in 3. That'd be amazing. I'd be happy with that. It's a lot to do in 3 hours, though. Because I think we have, have to think about it. Like 30-something bosses left? 40-something? I don't know. Something like that. Well, Red Wolf's down, so one less. Liurnia should go pretty quickly. At least, like, the non-Moonlight Altar stuff. This damage is very good. Well, I don't know if the Anchor got buffed at some point. Like, individually, I know, well, I guess I shouldn't say I know. I think Great Axes got buffed in general, but I don't know if this got buffed or touched up on its own, but man, it is strong. We've been cruising through this game. Take that. Roll into the pit. Nice. Just what I wanted. I assume we'll probably one-cycle Rennala. Hope so. What a whiff. Oh yeah. She did. That was without Barbaric Roar. I wonder if that works to break the barrier on the Scholars or not, the Scream. Because it doesn't do damage, but... Oh, Controller came in play. Good timing. Amazing. Oh, she's gonna buff or summon. No summon. No! Stop it. Oh, damn it, man. Ah! Come on. I'm just going. I don't even care. Stop. Just stop, Rennala. I don't think I've ever tried to kill this dragon. That's like so much health. Alright, just like that, 2 bosses down. Snag this, and we'll make our way out of here. So we got the Bellbearing Hunter, the Erdtree Avatar, the Black Knife Assassin, and Cemetery Shade. Last 2 in, what is it, Black Knife Catacombs? I was gonna say Death Touched, but I know that's not right. And then we'll scurry up to the Moonlight Altar. After that, and another region will be done. I'm sure some of you, probably more than some, know about like the region-locked runs people do. I kind of don't want to talk over this guy, even though I'm skipping through all his dialogue. He's talking and I can't even think about what I'm trying to say. Give me a minute. Okay. So yeah, the region-locked runs, right? I don't think there's a way to do like a true region-locked run, because the Moonlight Altar exists, right? You go to Liurnia, and you can't do everything in Liurnia because the last 2 bosses don't exist. I assume like when people do them, they just do it as part of like the underground. But man, I wish you could do it early. Should have made it nighttime before. No, I think we're fine. And like, I think the other thing with it too is like the region locked run was basically designed, created to like make you do things in like, I guess, the order of difficulty that exists in the game. But like the areas don't really work like that, right? Like you have the Moonlight Altar, which 1, you can't get to, and 2, is much harder than everything in Liurnia. But the Dragon Barrow exists, and that's harder than like anything in the Mountaintops. All right, please 1R1. Thank you. I think it'd be interesting to do a run where you do everything in terms of like the difficulty. Because if you do Caelid, you're gonna get so many runes from the Dragon Barrow, and it's gonna kind of make everything easy. I think what is cool about the region lock though is like you can only use the items in that region. But I don't know, it's just it's such an unimportant thing that bothers me. And it's not like I think the run is stupid because of that. It's like I wish that you could do the Moonlight Altar with Liurnia. Or you skip Liurnia completely. Like, there's a way to teleport to Altus and then do all the underground stuff and then come back to Liurnia after. Like I said, it's totally unimportant. It's like an OCD thing or something. I don't know if that, it's probably not OCD. I don't know what it is, but that's how my brain works sometimes. I guess really it's a point that you can't get to the Moonlight Altar earlier. That's my point. That's the whole gist of that. So why can't we do it, Miyazaki? Ow. Alright, stop spamming L1, you idiot. I can't. My finger's stuck. It's just hitting it over and over. Although I think there used to be a way to get up to the Moonlight Altar, right? There was like a stake skip or something. Pretty sure they patched it though. And yeah, there's no way to warp to Altus without going through Liurnia, so you literally couldn't do like a completely region locked run. Level up, more strength. But yeah, like everything, the difficulty of like every area is like in tiers, like tier list somewhere. I think it'd be kind of interesting to do a run based on that. I think it starts with like Limgrave, not Stormhill, but just like Limgrave, and then Weeping and Stormhill might be like tied or something, or like one after the other, I don't really know. But like start with those and then go from there. The only issue is I don't know where like the line is for some things, you know? Like where does the Dragon Bearer begin and where does Caelid end? You can kind of tell based on the enemies, especially the bosses. But like, Celia Evergaol is like in the Dragon Barrow, and that is definitely not a Dragon Barrow boss in that Evergaol. I can tell you that much. He does not give you enough runes for a Dragon Barrow boss, and he does not give you, or he's not like as tough. He doesn't do as much damage as the ones in the Dragon Barrow. And then the underground would get done oddly, right? Because Schiefer is much easier than Nokron. Ainsel River is easier than Noxtella. Where are we going? We're gonna go Memory of Grace, right? And then randomly you have the Putrid Avatar and War Dead Catacombs is like much harder than the Dragon Barrow. Not much harder, but it's definitely like for some reason scaled higher or more difficult. It's scaled to be more difficult than the Dragon Barrow bosses for whatever reason. It's like the only one that's like that in this game, I think. You are not the boss. Don't bleed me, please. I'm gonna bleed to death. Thank you, R2, for saving me. Back to underground. Yeah, it'd be weird too because you do like the Mountaintops before you do the Dragon Barrow, I think, if you did it that way. Could be interesting though, you know? If you were just to do like a casual all bosses run, it would change my route up quite a bit. I couldn't go from Limgrave to the Dragon Barrow to get to Caelid. In the end, if you're doing all bosses though in New Game, you're gonna get over-leveled. Like there's no way around it. You just kill too many things. I guess you could just not level up. That's an option. All right, Alecto first, then we'll do the dragon and then go to Deeproot. Also, that run would end with the Melania, now that I think about it. I think that, I don't know, is the Snowfield harder than the Ashen Capital? I think it might be. So you'd end with the Snowfield, or sorry, well, yeah, I guess the Snowfield, the Haligtree, and then Melania at the end. That'd be kind of weird. Call it difficulty locked. Very original name. It would also be much lower too, because you'd have to take the elevator down to Schifra instead of just jumping down the way I do it with Nokron. Ow, stop. Okay, no stem. Gotta be careful. Insane poking. Actually hit her well. Hasn't done the Destined Death attack yet. Kind of bummed we didn't get an Ash of War that does that. Or is there? I don't think there is. Not like a reasonable one. I think we can get to the Snowfield, honestly, in the next 40 or so minutes, 45 minutes. We're pretty much done with Liurnia after this boss. If we get to the Snowfield, I think we'll definitely finish in another 2 hours after this part's done anyway. So yeah, it should be, I think we'll get under 10, which is nuts. Oh my god, this damage is absurd. 9,000 damage casually. Why are you like this? Why do you have to do a flying attack? I needed one more hit, wow. One more for the stagger. Alright, where are we going? We're going to Deep Roots. Siluria, then Fia's Champs. I should also level up. I just looked at how many runes I have. 414k. We can probably do it after this, though. I'll do it before Fia's Champs, as long as I remember anyway. Any staggering? Here. Boom, dead. Hilarious tree. I'm waiting for this weapon to slow down. It is showing no signs of that, though. Very curious to see how it does versus Reinhardt, though. That would be a good test. Oh, controller, once again, coming unplugged. 78, 750. Are we over 900 on Barbaric Roar? We got 825. We should be at 900. 904. Cool. Oh my god, dude, really? Why is this happening? This cable's driving me insane. I hope it's the cable and not the controller. And hopefully not the port on my PC. Greetings, Fishman. Why does his head look like this, though? Like, it's like upside down. If that's his nose and his eyes are there, the top of his head is attached to his neck. Good night. He is champion number 1. Probably didn't need to buff again, but... Let's go. Oh, come on. Well, that's one hit. Dead. This guy... The damn skulls, man. Lionel and his skulls. Hate it. Duelist Great Axe. I can't tell. What armor is this guy using? Whatever it is, it's not good enough. Oh, he actually didn't die there. Nice. Can I have my flask? Thank you. I don't know if Barbaric Roar is still up. That's the only problem now, is I don't know if it's still up. Now it's up. That I know. Because the death, or not the Deathblight, the Ritual Sword Talisman icon and Barbaric Roar share the same icon. Actually, is there an icon for Barbaric Roar? I can't even remember. Oh, I need the, hang on, don't leave here yet. I need this. But I will actually level up here so I can avoid doing it in Lane. One more strength, we're so close. 129 bosses. 129 unless I forgot something. I don't think I did though. I just love how there's a giant hole in that one roof. Everything else looks pretty untouched except for that one roof right there on the dome building. Maybe not untouched, there's so much ash everywhere, but like nothing else is really that destroyed until you get to the building you have to climb into under the dragon. Never noticed the statues with the spears on them. Not sure who that is. I don't think it's America. It's a different America statue if it is America. Some generic female character, I guess. I don't know. Could be male. I can't actually tell, to be honest. I didn't get a good look at it. Yeah, I think this weapon is definitely like strong enough to do everything in another 2.5 hours. It's just a matter of, can we actually do it? Am I gonna die a lot? How's Rykard gonna be? Like, that's a big one. Rykard could literally add like an extra 10 minutes to the run, depending on how it is. I think it should be fine with this build, but, you know, I don't know if we're looking at a 10-minute fight or less, a little more, you know? You swing one way or the other 3 minutes and you're talking like a difference in, I guess it'd be 6 minutes, right? Still though, could be worse than I think. Maybe the range isn't actually as good as it seems and I can't hit him. I don't really know. Rykard honestly is just such a headache, like especially putting him at the end of the run, because it's like, is this gonna take too much time to do it, like everything in an hour with Rykard? I don't really know. Yeah, I feel like it's usually not bad unless you have bad range or a fire weapon. And if you have bleed or frost, it's generally pretty solid. Forgot to roar again. You know, how's Malenia gonna go? Because that's, you know, it could be a long fight. Malenia's probably one of the longer fights in this game, and if you die to Malenia, especially if you die in phase 2, like, it's just gonna take way more time to get through. Or like, how's the Snowfield gonna be? A lot of bosses there. They all hit pretty hard. It's a lot of ifs. I think Morgott is 131 on this route. Number 131, so another 34 bosses in like 2.5 hours. It seems doable, I'll be honest. It seems pretty doable, but again, if you don't play not perfectly, but like if you don't play well enough, maybe it's not. One more. I don't think I got a stagger, did I? Because he just kind of went into phase 2 and then 3. So, I don't know. Good fight, though. Hitless! Yeah, I hit him in like 7 hits and he died.
Guide.
Rolled medallion. Thank you, Melina. Let's level up. Get some mind. And then get out of here. Avenue Balcony. I think 7 bosses before the Snowfield. And I hopefully have the Haligtree medallion piece. Yes. Cool. So we'll get the other one after Niall and then head to the Snowfield. I'm hoping we can get in a half an hour to Mohgwyn would be nice. Mohgwyn Palace. That'd be great. I don't know if it's gonna happen though. There's so much running here, but we'll see. Mohgwyn would put us at like 140. Trying to think. 139? No. What are we at? We're at 132 right now, I believe. Or 131? I think we'd be at 142 before Mohg. So then another 23 in 2 hours? Maybe. I think it's doable. If I can get through like Fire Giant after the next part, then I can finish in another hour easily. Pretty confident in that. But this is like the part of the run where it's like, how do I divide up the rest of this? And how's Rite gonna be? Because once I get through Melania, like it's, I kind of know, I guess, but the only variable is Rite and how long that fight is. It's almost like a puzzle, trying to figure it out. One thing I actually have been considering doing recently, and I don't know if it's a good idea or not, would be to just like make everything part of one video instead of uploading like, you know, 11 parts of a run. Just do it all in one. I don't know if that like is good or bad though. I don't know if I'm gonna do that. It's just something I, you know, thought about. It's kind of nice because everything's together and you don't have to go searching for, you know, 12, 13 different videos if you want to watch the whole thing. But I feel like if you see an 11-hour video on YouTube, it's kind of intimidating. Also, the other problem with that is you can only have 12 hours, I think. A maximum of 12 hours per video. So I'd have to cut stuff into two. Pretty much every Elden Ring run would be cut into, well, maybe not everyone. Actually, now that I think about it, like with the editing, like a lot of these are going to be well under 11 or 12 hours rather. Should be anyway. But at this point, I don't know if I'm going to do that. It would also be weird for your, like, the Elden Ring DLC too, because, like, or like, and all the runs that I have, like, you know, a million parts of, that I just released, like, 5 hours of DLC, like, I could do it, it just, I don't know, feels weird. I feel like it's one of those things I needed to start doing it, like, immediately with, because now it just doesn't feel right to do it. But, I don't know. I wish I had like all the footage ever from all of these videos, because then I could like actually like, you know, I could consider going back and doing that. It would take forever though, but yeah, I don't know. Just something I had considered. All right, let me try this. Oh, I couldn't hit it. Ah, damn it. Let me, I'll explain what I was trying to do in a second. Let me get back here. So, one thing you can do in Rennala's arena, like when you're in the water in phase 2, you can actually warp out of her arena and not get sent back to Raya Lucaria. And that arena kind of works a similar way, but every time I try to do it, I end up, is it nighttime? I guess we're gonna find out. It's not, hang on. So yeah, when I warp out of that arena, eventually, like, I'll warp here, right? And then it will kick me back to the end of the Divine Bridge. Like, it'll just, like, you know, go to a loading screen and it'll put me back there. Which can happen with Rennala's arena, too, if you leave too early. So I was trying to leave, like, as late as possible there to maybe avoid it, but I waited too long and I couldn't even hit X to teleport. At the end there. I don't know if it works with the Omen arena. And it's hard to gauge, too, how long to wait. You just kind of have to get a feel for it. But it would save, you know, a loading screen. But if you screw it up, you get an extra loading screen. High risk, high reward. Another thing, too, since I started editing these runs is, like, I've considered not even having New Game in these. Like, I could just start at New Game Plus a lot of the time. But at the same time, I kind of like having the character start from 0 and not just, like, at this random point around level 100 or whatever. You know, depends on the game, obviously. Like, Bloodborne would be around 40. Dark Souls 2, I don't even know what you'd be at. That's one thing you would lose there. It would cut out some time, though. Not for me playing, but the video time would be shorter. Oh, stop screaming. Wish my scream did that. But yeah, if the Elden Ring run, let's say it's like 12 parts, right? 40 minutes, 12 parts. Would that be like 8 hours or something? More or less. 8-hour video for like every Elden Ring run. And that's probably the high. Bloodborne also can be pretty long. Actually, Bloodborne might be longer. There's more in Bloodborne, I think. Well, that's not true, but Bloodborne takes me longer. Bloodborne fights, man, in New Game Plus are so long. Those boss fights are insanely long. Even just like, I remember when I was doing the Cost Parasite run, when I fought Orphan in New Game, it was like a 14-minute fight. Granted, I was using a bolt-infused saw spear, but like, you think a saw spear would be okay for that. But yeah, it was a long fight. That's how I feel every fight is in New Game Plus. Witches is like 10 minutes, because you're just running around for so long. Amelia can take a while. Plus, I just die way more in Bloodborne. I am not nearly as good in Bloodborne, as I am in the other games. Although I'm definitely better than when I first started Bloodborne. Or when I first started, like, the first run, the Chikage run. That run was awful. It would be so much faster now. Let's level up more mind. And more running. So after this dungeon, we have the Erdtree Avatar, Death Rite Bird, and then Niall. I feel like you can get through the Erdtree Avatar and the Death Rite Bird pretty quickly. Niall takes a little more time, but I think with this build it'll be fine. I can't remember. We go down one more elevator, right? Yeah. I should send this one back up, though. Yeah, I guess one of the other things, too, is if I was doing the entire run in one video, you probably wouldn't see daily uploads, which could be good, honestly. 3 a day is a lot. I feel like that's a lot for anyone to handle. It's a lot to do, it's a lot to keep up with. And of course, before I started editing them, like, those runs are, you know, very long. If it's 12 parts, it's over 12 hours, probably. Now it's probably, again, more like 8, because a lot gets cut out. Dark Souls 3 runs would be pretty short. They'd be probably like 2 hours. Maybe not 2 hours, maybe like 3. It's weird, it feels like I almost never play Dark Souls 3 because the runs are just so short. Spend 5 hours in the game and then it's like I don't play it for another month. I haven't played Dark Souls 3, I don't remember when the Halberd run was, but that was like probably a month ago. Maybe not a month, maybe like 3 weeks. And it was like 5 hours. And before that, probably another month. I haven't done a Dark Souls 2 run in a while. I've done one in like a month. It's been a month since the Bone Fist was uploaded. That's gonna happen sometimes though, where just like you won't see a game for a while. Although I'm surprised it happened with Dark Souls 2. Because Dark Souls 2 has a lot of weapons and the runs are long. But I've been doing so much Elden Ring and Bloodborne lately that nothing else has really come up. Little DS1. I haven't played Demon Souls in like 2 months. I don't know, I'd have to actually go back and look to see when the last time I streamed these games was. Ulcerated tree spirit down and a golden seed I can't use. Yeah, we're due for either Dark Souls 2 or Dark Souls 3. Once this runs over, it's either gonna be Dark Souls 1, 2, or 3. Actually, you know what? I am putting Bloodborne and Demon Souls into the YouTube exclusive mix now. Had them out for a while, but I think they should probably be in. Although Bloodborne, I don't know, you might see it on like a YouTube exclusive Bloodborne run, but probably not. Most of the runs have been requested for Twitch, all but 5, so the odds of getting Bloodborne are not great. I mean, they weren't great to begin with, even if I had all 26 runs in there, but yeah, who knows? It could happen, but I wouldn't expect it. And then next thing you know, I'm doing another Bloodborne run. Bloodborne's almost done. I've said it like a million times, but I'm starting a run very soon. Well, I haven't said that part. I said it's almost done a lot of times. Yeah, I'm starting, I think the run that'll put us at the halfway point in a few days. So it's crazy. Crazy to think that. In probably, I'm thinking like a year and 3 months, I've done half of Bloodborne. Because I think the Chikage was like October of 2022. But with the way I made the system for requests, you probably won't see much Bloodborne after the next run I do. I mean, I could be wrong. Again, the request rolls are rolled randomly, but just the way they're gonna roll, it's unlikely you're gonna see like a lot of Bloodborne. Like I've done what? The Holy Moonlight Sword, the Boom Hammer, the what's the other one? Cost Parasite, all in like a month and a half, 2 months, probably since Christmas, and then another run starting. Like that's crazy. There should be maybe like 2 Bloodborne runs a year with how many or how little weapons there are and how many weapons of every other game there are. But with Bloodborne, they get requested a lot because, you know, people want to see Bloodborne and there's not a lot of weapons. Why am I on my feet here? Why am I not on turret? What am I doing? Wasting time, that's what I'm doing. Even once I finish Bloodborne, though, I'm still gonna play it. I'll probably do a BL4 run. I really want to do that for some reason. I don't know why. Why would anyone want to do that? Uh-oh. Ooh. This is a little slow. Now it's very slow. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get to Astel in 13 minutes. Oh, controller game unplugged again. Nice. But yeah, long term, I mean, there's just gonna be a lot of Elden Ring and a lot of Dark Souls 2. And depending on what they do next, I mean, if they make another big open world game, then I'm gonna, yeah, you know, on one hand be very happy because I love this game, but also cry a little bit because there's gonna be like another 300 weapons that I have to do. Dark Souls 1's also like way ahead of pace too. Somehow just keep rolling them for YouTube, like it's pretty nuts because there shouldn't be like a crazy high chance, but did the Tin Dark Moon Catalyst? That was an interesting run. I mean, it was magic, but you know, might be the most interesting staff there. A faith scaling staff. But it's just nice to be able to do, like, you know, different builds in all the games. That's what I really enjoy about this. And really not knowing what you're going to be playing is pretty fun. Because I think I'd be less interested if there was, like, an order. It's so much more interesting doing it randomly. Like, you kind of know, well, I shouldn't say you kind of know with, like, the Twitch requests. Sometimes, you know, the way I do it is if it's your first request on Twitch, your run will almost be guaranteed to go. So like, I just started an Elden Ring run, I mentioned before, I think. I don't know if I mentioned it in this part or the last part, but I just started a run. It's pretty much at the beginning, and that was someone's first time request. I don't want to say the weapon just because spoilers, you know? In case you want to be surprised. But anyways, it was a first time request. But anything that's not a first time request gets put in the pool of all the requests. And the more requests of yours I've completed, the worse your chances of seeing a weapon, right? It's to give newer people who can't accumulate channel points on Twitch a better chance of seeing their weapon. It's weird though, because it punishes people for sticking around. But I try to be fair to everybody, you know? Like, if someone can't get a lot of channel points, you know, and they want to see a weapon done, I like to give that, you know, I like to give them a better chance, I guess. Because then someone who's there all the time could just dominate the queue. Like, if someone has, you know, 10 times as many channel points as someone, they'll have 10 times as many weapons as that person. I don't know, it's not really a good system, you know? I don't think there is anyway. I mean, before, I used to make it so if you had a lot of requests, you would probably never see your weapon just because there was an order to it. But now at least there's a chance. Like, I didn't roll it randomly. Why? Why is there a lingering hitbox there? So yeah, if you had like 5 people, let's say, and you had one person who had 10 requests completed, and then let's say there's like 2 people that had 5 and there's 2 people that had 2. The 2 people that had 2 would be like the first to go because they'd have less. So there wouldn't even be a roll. It would just be like those 2 people would be first, and the 2 people that had 5, and then the one person that had 10. But if someone else came in and requested another weapon that had like 3, they would skip everyone who had 5 and 10. It's a silly, complex system. Needlessly complex. It's like I just do it because I can, you know? But I still think it's like a good idea to give more people a chance to see their weapon than to just have like 3 people dominate the request queue. Of course, if you can't watch the live streams just because, you know, maybe it's not your thing, or maybe you don't, you know, the times just don't match up with your schedule, I'm sorry. That's the only way I take requests. I like to keep the YouTube runs completely random. The only thing with them is that it's never going to be the same game back to back. Unless we get to a situation where there's only like 1 game left, that would be the exception. So if it's just like all Elden Ring left, then it would obviously be, you know, X amount of Elden Ring runs in a row. Mimic tier number 2. This fight actually was rough, the one in Nokron. So hopefully this won't be too bad. I'm gonna pop the physic for sure. It's really not that bad as long as you like... Oh yeah, forgot about Barbaric Roar. Take that. I just realized I could do that too. I didn't know that was a thing. Had like a little knockback. 1,000 even. Uh-oh. Yeah, if you get hit twice by that, you just die. So I'm gonna try and not die. Also, you get hyper armor doing this. Nice. Alright, Knight's Cap Duo. So we started in Liurnia. We got Liurnia done, we got Deeper done, Lingdell done. Like half the Mountaintops is done, roughly. I think, what, 4 bosses? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 5 bosses. 5 more to go. 6 more to go? 5 more to go. Obviously all of the Snowfield left, minus the Mimic tier. A lot to do, man. I don't know if we can do it all in 2 hours, though. We'll see. Probably, if I get to like a certain point at the end of like the 2nd hour, I probably would just force it. Or maybe like these last 2 parts will just be a little longer than normal. We'll see. Let's go down here. It's actually really nice being here at night. Super easy to see these lights, because they're not, you know, everything's bright in the day. Much easier to see at nighttime. Okay, this weapon actually should be pretty good for this fight, though. These guys are weak to pierce. Oh, it's nighttime already. Why did I do that? Oh, whatever. It's fine. Yeah, this damage is nuts. It's so good against these guys. Take that. Whoa, God, camera. Uh-oh. Yeah, I guess we will get to Mohgwyn Palace. I'll push it to Mohgwyn, I think. So I don't think Astel will be too bad. These guys went down easily enough. Well, we're not done, but I'm assuming they will. Oh no, I hate that. Oh god. That attack sucks. It hurts so much. We gotta get through Astel, we gotta get through the Sanguine Noble. The Noble is scary, because bleed is scary. Double Reduvia spamming, Sanguine Noble. Astel can one-shot you, also scary. Alright, Mind. Or Mind. So the Onyx Lord, I have recently learned, can indeed be in like the middle of this arena, so I am just going to save and quit on this door. I am never not going to save and quit on this door again, because I don't want him. Like, it's so annoying to have to try and avoid getting him into the arena, and half the time I would end up saving and quitting anyways, so I mean, I could probably kill him, but I don't really feel like doing that. Actually, it would be faster, I think. Not on every run, but maybe this one. Yeah, that's faster. Alright, no save and quit then. No need. This is the one door like this, though, where the fight doesn't start immediately when you open the door. Like, every other time you open a door like this, the fight will start it right away. But I think it's basically so the Onyx Lord has a chance to get in, and FromSoft is like, you know, trolling the player, essentially, with that. I mean, sometimes guys can get in the fight, even to doors that, you know, don't behave like this one, where the fight starts immediately, but I think that's what it is. FromSoft wanted to have a laugh at the player's expense. Can't blame them. That attack's so hard to dodge, man. I'm hoping to just skip the, yeah, I'm not going to now. Oh, it's a physic! Oh my god, it's not my... No. I say nay. Now we gotta run all the way to the other side of this arena. I hate killing him over here. I actually wonder if it's faster to just take the elevator up instead of running all the way over here. Might be. I don't know. Hopefully the Sanguine Noble is nice. Oh, I'm a little bummed I don't have the physic anymore, but it's alright. I have 13 flasks. I think we'll be okay. I gotta remember to do Barbaric Roar too. How many times do you think I've said that on this run? Probably at least twice per hour, I would wager, since I've got it. Since I guess I realized how it worked. Since I realized it gave you a buff. Damn. Well, not a good start. Well, he staggers in every hit, so, I mean... kind of free. Sometimes it's like that, though, and then sometimes it's just a miserable fight. I feel like there's a lot of fights you could say like that. Gideon's another one. It's exactly like that. Land of 1,000 Albinorics. Probably not 1,000 here, but there's a lot. Take that. Oh, the heck is that? Spitting their juices at me. So what did I say? We're like 142 bosses in? I think from like Fire Giant on, if I got up to Fire Giant in the last part, I could finish everything in an hour. So if in the next hour we can somehow get through to Fire Giant, which I think is definitely doable, then we got 2 hours left. Because after Rogue, we have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Snowfield bosses. We got to do the Mausoleum and the Haligtree, and then another 5 more Mountaintops bosses. 5 Snowfield, 5 Mountaintops. Haligtree, Moog, Mausoleum, and then we're in good shape. Still under 8, barely, by like under 20 seconds. I don't know, man, under 10 would be insane. We'll definitely be under 11. Under 10, though. I think I've only done that one other time, and that was the Morgott's Cursed Sword. I don't even know if the America's Hammer run was under 10. America's Hammer, though, took a while for New Game. This New Game was much faster. I mean, that's the thing, like, that's why it's kind of silly to, like, look at something and see that it's under 10. Like, it's great, sure, but it doesn't mean that New Game Plus was faster on this run than it was on America's Hammer. It just meant New Game was really fast. Alright, we'll level up. And then we're going to call it here. I'm going to leave it here. We're going to do pretty much everything I said next time, hopefully. If we can get up to Fire Giant, that'd be great. But yeah, we'll continue with Moog next time. Thanks for watching, guys.